because I have to tell you, I did a little show in 1964 called Hello, You Know Who. And eventually it was made into a motion picture starring Walter Matthau. But when this movie was made, did you see it? The only time I ever got airsick, I was going to Europe, France, and the in-flight movie was Hello, You Know Who. But I want to talk about this next dancer. When most people think of a Fred of the movies, they think of Fred Astaire. I think of Fred Curt. Because Fred Curt has appeared in so many musicals. He was in Bye Bye Birdie. He was also in Guys and Dolls. He was in that unfortunate movie that I just talked about. But I felt we need someone exciting who has the same star magnetism that Mr. Curt has to talk a little bit about him. And who else could we get but Mr. Harvey Evans?
I was on the road with a show, and the movie Carousel opened in Washington. I saw it in Washington, D.C. And in one of the dance numbers, there was this guy who did butterflies on a roof, on a slanted roof, and I immediately got a professional crush on him, and he was just brilliant in this movie. And fortunately, about 2 years later, maybe a year later, I was in LA and I auditioned for this movie called The Girl Most Likely for Power Champion, and I got it, and I walked into rehearsal, and there was this guy that I had such a crush on for Carousel. Well, as fate would have it, I got to work with him 2 more times. We did Silk Stockings together, and we did The Pajama Game together. As a matter of fact, I didn't have a car in LA, and Freddie would come and pick me up and take me to Warner Brothers every day, and he has done 53 movies. Isn't that amazing? It's just amazing. And only the best one. He was one of the suitors in Seven Brides. He was a protege of Michael Kidd. He was a protege of Jack Cole. He worked for Agnes DeMille. He started out with not much training at all and just became this superior performer, dancer performer. He's worked in Europe. He's worked in Vegas. He is also one of the funniest men in the entire world. Be funny. And I cannot tell you what an honor it is to be up here on the same stage with Fred Curt.
Well, we were supposed to have a few special guests that could not come tonight, and the one who really loves Fred a lot was Cheetah Rivera, who just thinks he's fabulous and could not come tonight. However, just so you know, the board chose Fred because we always want to choose a member that is not currently residing in New York. Because many of you dancers leave the area and go back to where you're from, or you retire, whatever. But Fred was from LA, and he's in LA now. So we all voted based on what Fred has done for us. He flew in for the Jack Cole event. He's always been there on the phone for us. What about this? What about that? He's a great guy. He knows everybody. Whoever he doesn't know, Harvey knows. Anyway, so this is for you, Fred. Thank you so much for flying in for this.
I dance more than I talk, so it's a great honor to be here. Because I don't live here anymore, I live in California. And dancing in movies nowadays, I don't think any of you would like it. I mean, they don't dance like we do, you know, and when we go to do a show, you know, we pick them up, get out there, do the number. If somebody falls down, you pick them up, keep going. In movies, it's always cut, cut, cut. I mean, sometimes you do 15, 20 takes, and you think, oh crap, I gotta leave Broadway. You know? But it's, I've been lucky. And I'll make this quick because I know it's cookies and milk time. Me too. My first job, I went with some people from ballet school. I'd only studied ballet about 9 months. And they said they were going to audition and wanted me to go. And I said, I've never been one, so if they don't throw me out, I'll go sit in the back. So I went, watched this call, and as these friends of mine didn't get picked, and they were leaving, and all of a sudden, the guy I know is the stage manager now came to me and he said, could you go stand in that line? And there were 7 boys. And I went, sure, okay. So I went, stood in line, and this voice from way out in the dark said to me, what's your name? And I said, Curt, with a C. And I thought for a minute, and I went, what's your name? And this voice out there, honest truth, said, Agnes DeMille with a D. And I was stunned. And the 7 gypsies next to me went, who can do it? But I've been really lucky. I mean, I worked Agnes DeMille, Jerome Robbins, Michael Kidd, and all these people. And I think dancing, it just is everything. I was at a party one time with Cheetah, we were talking, and somebody came up to me and said, what do you do? And I said, I work at the Pantages Theater, but I used to be a dancer. And Cheetah grabbed me and she said, you never used to be a dancer. Once a dancer, always a dancer. But I want to thank you for this award. I never won anything. And I was telling somebody today, when you watch all these award shows, like I have for years, and I'm sure you have, you keep thinking, what would I say if they ever gave me an award? You know, and I thought, I don't know, but I do want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.